Assalamu alaikum. My name is Omar. Welcome to Life After Revert.
And this is Mohammad. This channel is dedicated to all those brothers and sisters who dared to seek the truth, went against their friends and family and society, and most of all, their own selves, to learn about this religion and finally make a moral judgment to accept Islam as the true religion without any force or compulsion. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, Omar. So, share with us your story. How was your life before Islam? Were you brought up in a religious family? Did you follow a religion, or you didn't follow anything? How was your life in terms of religion before Islam?
Walaikum salam, brother. Um, Before I knew anything about Islam, um, I was a Catholic. Catholic family. They would go to church every Sunday, and myself, um, I would just go along with them. As a young kid, as long as I remember, I would go with my parents or my brother or sister to church, and I would just sit there, like everyone else. Go
Was it
there.
only on Sundays or other days you would go?
No, just Sundays. Just
And
Sundays.
your parents, were they kind of like moderate, liberal, or like strict Christians or Catholics? I mean, were they
Um,
practicing?
they weren't. I mean, they weren't that strict. I mean, they just say, you have to go to church. But
Like,
they
were you
wasn't like
guys,
force.
were you guys like, saying the prayers before the food, before eating and things like that?
My mom would say,
Grace, right?
um,
It's called grace or something.
no. Well, I mean, not that grace. She wouldn't say that. She would just say, in the name of God. You know.
Right. Okay. So
So
your mom would say that.
yeah. So so she would tell us to say it. Um, but other than that, honestly, I didn't learn much because I wouldn't go to what was it called, Bible studies. I wouldn't go to that. So I would just go to Sundays, mass, and not learn anything as myself. I'm speaking for myself,
Right.
Um, I mean, I'm pretty sure other people would learn or did Bible studies, but I didn't do any of that stuff. And I mean, I would, I don't know, of course, I would have, sins, like going out and going to parties and all that stuff. Um, and I mean, there's bad stuff that I did. Did I
No,
did
that's
I
fine.
did I do regret?
That. So when was the first time that you ever heard about Islam or Muslims or Allah, Quran, Muhammad, any of these names or religion or these concepts?
The first time, uh, you know, other than what I saw on TV, but the first time I really got to know someone like face to face was at work. A colleague of mine, um, he had the beard and he wore the topi, you know. And at first, I didn't really pay any attention. I would just say hi, because he was a coworker, colleague, at work. And
Understood.
then after, huh?
Understood. So this is your first-hand experience, or basically seeing somebody or meeting somebody. But I'm saying, when you're a child, uh, to the best of your memory, what was the youngest or earliest you remember ever hearing about Islam or Muslim? Like
Honestly, until that moment.
oh wow,
Other, other,
high school
other, other
days
than
and middle school and
no,
elementary. Okay,
no,
okay,
no. Other than that TV, then the thing with the 9/11 thing. That's it. You know,
okay. So basically, that was in 2001,
I was like,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Or-
exactly.
Okay,
So
okay.
from 2001 until 20 what 2000
Like
15, 16.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, okay. And when was the first time you actually had interest about learning a little bit about Islam? So, say in 2011 was the first time you kind of got exposed to the stereotypes of the media, and for the
Exactly.
next 10, 15 years or so, we didn't actually meet anybody, didn't care. And if and you
Exactly.
had a colleague at work around 2015, when was the time you were like, okay, let me learn a little bit about this, or a little bit of interest, not really necessarily going out of your way to learn it, but at least you're like, okay, from careless state to interest, like
Interest. Yeah.
when was this?
Uh, I would say um, around what? I'd say 2 years into the job
Okay.
after I met the colleague. Because like I said, at first I would just say hi, and then I got to know him, talk to him, and we became good friends. And from those points, that every time we would go out or something, he would teach me about Islam. So that's when I got interested learning about Islam.
Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, okay. So makes sense, makes sense. I'm glad that you found somebody. Okay. And again, so you must have had an open mind or sincere feelings or sincere heart. Otherwise, again, careless state to caring or interests, that is the distinction of most of us. If you're never interested, if you're never gonna give it a chance
Or curious.
to learn something,
Exactly.
then you're always gonna be, or myself included, we're always gonna remain like kind of like ignorant of
The same. Yeah, the same. Or yeah.
it. Okay, okay. So that's good to know. Okay, let's continue on. When was it that you started kind of like, I heard something today, a video of President Obama, who said in a prayer ceremony many years ago that belief starts with a little bit of doubt. That's a very good line I've heard from President Obama. That so when was it in your journey that you started kind of like doubting both sides, like, oh, our religion and this religion? Like you were before, you're careless, now you're a little bit interested. Now what's the next stage where you in a little bit of doubt about now both sides, right? Because you have your whole family history, uh,
Exactly.
criticism, right? And then now you have a colleague, and then now your eyes are kind of like beginning to open about Islam. So now you're like, which is more true? Like when was this happening, or it didn't even happen?
Um, of course it happened. I would say I think everyone will go through it. A little bit, at least a little bit for sure. You know, for me, it was a little bit. So I would ask questions to that colleague. You know, like why, and he would answer them. So those doubts became less and less after he would answer them. So um, that was a good part. Those, like I said, those doubts became less and less.
Conversations, basically. If you talk,
Yeah,
your answers are gonna be, I guess, different for
I
everyone.
answered.
Again, if
Yeah,
you're accepting, if you have open mind, that's I think that's what it is. I think that's what you're trying to say, right?
yeah,
'Cause if you ask the same question to another Muslim or the media, or you're gonna get different answers, even though multiple answers could be correct. You had open mind. Again, I'm coming down to this because I know it from my own self discovery about religion, that if I didn't accept the answers, if I was ignorant about something, like no matter what they say, I won't accept, right? That
exactly,
So you probably
exactly.
did that too. Okay, okay. All right, so we're done for this video, and inshallah, next video we're gonna come back and join in a time when it was a turning point for your life, and the day you became a Muslim, and the struggles you had to go through. So we will see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah. So like,
To everybody that is watching this video, thank you for watching. If you are a revert yourself, or if you know of any revert, we would really, really appreciate if you could send us a message, or directly via YouTube. And we'd like to have you on our show. Have a quick interview with you. to find out about your life story, what led you to become Muslim, and the struggles that you had to go through. And most importantly, if you have any suggestions and advice for your fellow human being, fellow people, earthlings that may be thinking about Islam, maybe in a hesitation state, or they may have also become a revert, but they're confused as to what's the next step. So it's really going to help out people everywhere. So please send us a message, and we'd like to set up something with you. And see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.